Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to go over color pencils advanced, okay? So this is for, the student who's kind of knows how to use color pencils but needs a little bit more ideas on how to push color pencils a little bit more. So what I want you to do is I want you to take a minute, okay? And you're going to copy this on a separate piece of paper in your sketchbook, okay? I prefer you to hold it landscape instead of portrait, all right? Just so you know, this side is a little smaller than this, okay? Sorry about the blue, okay? I started before, got excited before you guys had a copy. Now the trees, just so you know, the way I did the trees were very simple. I kind of did like curvy triangles, one more under, and a little stump. Okay, this one I kind of just kept plain, all right? So I would suggest that you take a moment, pause the video, grab them, and I also want you to grab color pencils, okay? You need one of each color, primary and secondary, plus white and black, okay? It really does not matter what kind of color pencils you have. They could be brand new. These are actually my daughter's, so they are like really new, or they can be ones that you've been using for a couple of years, okay? So please pause the video, grab your color pencils, and go ahead and copy this. Okay, excellent. So we're gonna start off by filling in a color wheel, okay? Color wheel knows that they're made up of primaries, secondaries, and another layer called tertiaries. So we're gonna go in, and we're just gonna fill them in. So we have blue, this is my red, that feels like orange, but it's a red. Yellow, ooh, that's hard to see, that yellow. Let's see if I can change up the yellow so you guys can at least see that yellow. Go with a golden yellow. There we go, that's a little bit brighter. Okay, so these are our primaries. We're gonna label them primary. P for primary. Okay, next we have secondaries, okay? So secondaries, they are in the middle, all right? So we have in between, the blue and the red make a purple or violet, okay? Then we have green goes in between the blue and the yellow. Okay, and in between the red and the yellow gets, you got it, orange. So these are our secondary colors. Now there is another layer called tertiary colors. Okay, tertiary colors are colors that are in between the secondary and the primary. Now when we call them by name, we use the primary word first and then the secondary. So for example, we have red, orange. Now we're gonna go through and we're gonna make them, but I'm gonna teach you a trick, okay? So watch, here we go. So my suggestion is go in between, do one on one side, okay? I'm gonna go with my purple, go on top, then add the next one. Now, when I mix colors, I tend to do it like a sandwich. So I go the base color, the mixed color, then I go back over it, okay? So next is blue. Now remember, I'm gonna go purple over that. It kind of goes fast when you do it this way. Yellow, oops, this one, yellow, and yellow. I'm gonna add a little bit more yellow to that green, beautiful. And the last one is my orange. See how fast that went? It's like really fast, okay? Excellent. Okay, So we have the tertiaries. We're gonna just go through and we're gonna label the T's, all right? When you are making colors, I would highly suggest that you don't stick with just the primaries and the secondaries, okay? You're no longer in 7th grade, so I expect you to mix some colors, okay? And this will definitely make it a little bit easier when you're mixing them, okay? All right, so a couple little things that we're gonna go over. Intensity. Intensity is how bright a color is. So for example, let's do this blue. We have it nice and bright, a little lighter, and we have really dull, okay? It's how bright something is, okay? Next we have shade. Okay, we know that shade is to add black. All right, so we're gonna get out our black color pencil and we're gonna get out another color. So I am just gonna color this in, keep it nice and even so you can kind of see how black affects the color. Now I'm gonna give you a hint. When you use black, you use a very little amount, okay? Black can overtake a color very fast, okay? So in this one, I'm gonna leave this blank, nothing's in there. I'm gonna add a light amount, okay? And then I'm gonna add a little bit more in here. Then I'm gonna do that sandwich where I go back and over. Kind of takes it over real fast, okay? Now we notice how this is darker, okay, not necessarily deeper. We will. Okay, white. That is tint. All right, means to add white. Now I'm going to give you a hint on how to add white. Okay, my hint is add the white first. Okay, and then kind of add the color on top. You're like, how is that possible? Watch. So if we add the white, okay, that's our base color. We'll do the green because we already have. All right, I'm gonna add a little bit of color here on top, okay? A little bit more, a little bit darker to press. All right, and I'm gonna go back over with that white. Really mix that wax. And now you'll be able to really see, compare it from this one all the way through to that one, okay? So that one, by the way, is called a color scale. So I'm gonna actually put that right next to it. So when they're connected, all right, oops, there we go. That was an unusual loop. So these are actually called a color scale when we kind of bring them all together, all right? Now, the next one we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about neutralizing, okay? Neutralizing means to deepen a color. Now, what you want to do is you want to, so we're going to deepen a color, okay? Color. But here we're going to use complementary colors. So complementary, okay. Okay, complementary colors. Now these are opposite colors of the color wheel. So what does that mean? So if I take my pencil and I take blue and I go across the color wheel, I hit orange. If I go red and I go across, it's green. Now here's the deal. If you have purple, a red purple, across would be a yellow green, okay? But for now, we're just gonna do our regular basic colors. So I'm gonna put them in red, blue, yellow. Opposite of red is green. Opposite blue is orange. Opposite yellow is purple or violet. So I'm gonna put pink. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna see how this works, all right? So I'm gonna go through and we're just gonna add those colors in this space. So we're just gonna put circles. Okay. Wish there was a fast way of adding this, but not really. So I'm gonna actually go down and actually add the second layer. All right. Next row, so we're gonna have the green on here, green on top. There we are. We're gonna have orange on the bottom, orange on top. Now, by the way, they're easy ways to remember these. A lot of times what I do is I think of connections between these colors, and my connections, they're strange, but it's okay. I think of red and green as like Christmas colors, kind of like natural or holly colors, okay? Blue and orange, my grandmother was always into the Mets, okay? They had those colors, so they remind me of them. Now I know there's other sports groups teams, don't call them groups, that have this color. And then I always think of the Lakers because they have the purple and the yellow. That was just from a student that told me these. All right, so how do these work? Okay, if you put equal amounts, they're gonna turn brown, just to let you know. Okay, equal amounts of complementary colors equals brown. You don't want that. So what we do is we're gonna add a smidgen of the opposite color. So for example, we're gonna have base yellow, a smidgen. You don't know what a smidgen is? It's actually a candy. It's also a little bit, and you mix it on top. Okay, so now that's a gold. On the other side, we're gonna add a smidgen of yellow. Make sure you put a little bit more purple, and it makes for a deeper purple, okay? Now let's do this with the other colors. All right. I like the blue. The blue always looks like a nice dark pair of jeans. And the orange always looks like pumpkin, which is, I don't know about you, but I'm a pumpkin fan. Okay, so let's add a little hint of green in here. There we are, some red on top. It's like a nice brick, I guess. That would be a good word for that. Smidgen of red on top of this one. And this should be like kind of like an olive green. Oh yeah, that's good. Perfect. Okay, so we can actually see how we can change colors this way. So we're able to mix them to be tertiaries. We're able to add different intensities, make a shade, a tint, and neutralize. All right. Now we're going to get into blending, okay, and doing gradation. So first one we're going to work on is we're going to do our regular gradation. You know I love my gradation. Okay, pick any color you want, doesn't matter to me. And we're gonna just practice doing nice, smooth gradation. Okay, let's see if we can get in 2. If you wanna get in 3, go for it. But this should be not like a huge thing because you practiced all last year, okay? And if you didn't, well, now's the time. Okay, we go dark to light. This is a color scale, okay? It's no longer just a regular gradation, it's now a color with that. And you're gonna take your tree and you are going to shade it. Dark to light or light to dark, however you like it. I'm gonna turn my book around because I need to do it this way. Okay. And I think I'll make the trunk nice and deep. All right, so nice even that we can kind of like practice that. Okay, very beautiful. Kind of like a Charlie Brown tree, okay? Ooh, I'm gonna move my leg out of the way. All right, so next one, okay. We're gonna start blending some colors, okay? So we're gonna have blending. Okay, we're gonna go from 1 to 1. 1, 2, 1. All right, this one is going to be blending but over. Okay, I guess over is the best word for this. Okay. Okay, so what is 1 to 1? Well, we need two colors that are going to be mixed nicely, okay? Because remember, if you mix opposite colors, when they equal in the middle, it's going to be brown. So you want to get like neighbors, okay? Or better words for it, analogous colors, okay? You're like, oh, that's a weird word. It is a weird word. It means colors next to each other on the color wheel. So I'm gonna stick with, I guess, the purple, and I will go toward red, okay? So we're gonna do same kind of gradation. We're gonna start with 1, fade it out, okay? And then we're gonna get the other color. We're gonna fade that right into it. All right. Now sometimes I kind of like go back and forth, kind of really layer, really get them to go into each other. Okay? I would like you to do this 3 times. So let's get to it. Beautiful. Now the tree, we are going to blend from one color to the next. How you do that is up to you, okay? I am gonna go from red to blend down to my purple in the corner. Definitely weird kind of tree. Then over here, I'm gonna go for my purple to my red. Now, when you do color in and you're practicing, remember to try to clean up your edges, okay? Because when you're doing this in your project, you're gonna be worrying about your edges as well, okay? Ooh, that's a loud car out there. Beautiful, right? Excellent. Okay, so that's blending kind of like a one color to another one. There are ones where we can blend over and we can kind of create these tertiaries, okay? Where one kind of comes through and the other one kind of blends over it, okay? So I'm gonna switch up my colors just because I don't wanna use all of my daughter's pencils. So, what do we wanna do? Okay, we'll do yellow and orange. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna blend on top. I'm gonna blend this out. Okay, take the top one, you have to blend it out. So almost like it fades on the main color. So we have the yellow on the bottom. Okay, then it blends through. Almost like a shadow, okay? This works for if you're working with neutralizing, okay? Or if you need to get black, okay, and shade over it. So actually, let me show you what this would look like. If I went over it and I shade on top of it. Now, really cool when you add like multiple layers and they kind of all kind of go, okay? Let me pick colors that you'll probably see a little bit more. Let's do this 3 times. So you have a base color. Might be coloring, I don't know, green dress. Oh no. I don't know how many people are gonna be drawing green dresses. And you're like, ooh, but it has like this hint of blue that just kind of fades out. blue-green that fades into that green. All right. Oh, that you really can see. All right, one more time. Let's actually do a neutralized color so you can see what that looks like. See, I have a lot right here, so it's looking kind of brown because it's kind of equal in that amounts right there. But, you know, you can always go over and mix a couple of colors on top of it. Really make it kind of stand out, okay? All right, once you're done, we're going to do that tree, okay? So let's get some colors that will definitely look wildly crazy on this tree. So let's do orange and red. Ooh. That's gonna be beautiful. So I'm gonna make this top kind of like orange. We're gonna shade some of this red on it so it comes out. There we go, now that's nice. So it starts off nice and it kind of fades into that orange. Okay, let's do the other side. Yeah, we'll do red on this side. Keep it nice and light, and a little heavy on the orange. Now remember, this intensity right here is light. It's dull, okay? See how that really looks. See how different that looks? Amazing. You're like, nope, don't see it. Give it a color. You'll be able to. Okay, last one. I'm gonna do orange over and add that hint of red on here. Beautiful. Okay, so that's that, okay? Last one, I want to talk about texture and design. Texture and design, okay? So color pencils, we can do all sorts of things, okay, with them. We can make them, let's see. We can do how, you know, are they wide lines? We could do medium lines, we could do thin lines, okay? We can do, you know, press really hard with the intensity and make it really light, okay? We can go in all different directions. Okay, I'm gonna put this width, pressure, direction. Okay, I gotta peek at my notes, my other pages. Sorry. Oh yes, we can taper. Press really hard and let it go. Taper. And we can do like just a regular old design. Okay. Okay. Now, all of these can go on top of our designs as well, okay? We don't have to have things completely flat, all right? So what I want you to do is I want you to pick one of your shading techniques, and then I want you to create a design on top of your drawing. So for example, let's say I want to do the blending from one color to the next. Okay. and we're gonna put a design on top of it. Now, your designs can be, you know, something as simple as little lines, okay? Your design might want to have contrast. This adds to it, okay? So it's no longer just flat, all right? Because we're no longer in the young grades. We now need to incorporate some of the stuff on there. Now look how cool that really does. Let's do green all the way across. Add a hint of blue over here. Just fading out. And I'm gonna add my design on top of it. Okay? And then I think I'm gonna put, I'm gonna mix color on the bottom. I don't have brown, but it's okay. Put some squiggles on the bottom, okay? So you can add texture and designs on top, okay? All right, ladies and gentlemen, once you're done with all of this, you can upload it into step number 1, and you are good to start with step number 2.